Local news, big deal when you're cord cutting. Where would you get your local news? Here are a few possibilities. If you still have cable, you'll have Spectrum News. You'll sign in with your Spectrum if you have Spectrum cable. And see, if they're locked now, you have to sign in. I'm not signing in because our HOA has cable, but we never use it. We don't even have the boxes hooked up right now. Local Now, wonderful source. Look at this. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida. Closest big city, Tampa. And look, I'm getting Brooksville, Spring Hill reports of the low precipitation for the area tonight. Yes, it gets cold in Florida sometimes. Tampa. All these little local things. Great. Local Now is great. News On is great. We've got FTC, Action Tampa. There's Orlando. Zine is new. Zine. There's Sarasota, Gainesville. We're moving to Ocala, so Gainesville will be great. But a lot of these aren't as local as the others were. What are you doing, little guy? And it won't go away. I can put it on Apple TV. Get rid of that. Shrinking, great show. And we're back again. Gotcha, tricky. Here's my favorite, Haystack News. You go into your settings and you hand pick things you want to watch, like your local channels, your CNN, stuff like that, whatever they got listed. And here's some news right now, News Live, forecast for the area, ABC, CNN, Fox 35 Orlando, great stuff. News Nation, ABC, News, Petted Tricks, I don't know what that is. My Headlines, just great stuff. ABC News Live, I know that guy, he's on the Good Morning America, I think. But my favorite source is always YouTube. You can't beat with YouTube. And I know all you guys are like, I need local news. YouTube. Got a story, something going on, and you live in Charlotte, North Carolina, write Charlotte, North Carolina news in the search engine. It's like Google, video Google. It's owned by Google. You type in Charlotte news on your little search thing with a little, magnifying thing. And you'll get stations in Charlotte and little clips of news from current events. You want the weather? Type in Charlotte and then save that channel. Subscribe to that little channel where you got it from. Hurricane in South Florida. Type Hurricane South Florida. You'll get tons of stories from Orlando, Miami, Jacksonville, St. Pete. And they'll all be talking about the hurricane. Earthquake somewhere. Type it in YouTube. You'll get tons of stories. Anything you want to listen to. That's all you need. When you cut the cord, you just cut it. If you want to do cutting 2.0, which is getting rid of the cable company's internet and going with like T-Mobile or Verizon phone internet 5G, if they have good service in your area, check a YouTube video. Maybe someone's done some reports on the area recently. Look and see how old the video is. Check into that. You can get, you could get your cable company's video, internet. That's fine. It's regular cord cutting. Drop the cable part. Don't take any deals. I don't care what kind of deal they give you. You cut the cord. And you get Netflix. You get Paramount Plus. You get Disney, Peacock, Prime Video, Max. Those are the big guns. Those are what you want. CW is free. Watch some CW for free with commercials. Some of these things are cheaper. They're all cheaper with ads. Apple TV Plus. I love Apple TV Plus. We don't have it right now because it's got a lot of good shows, but they don't have a lot of new shows all the time. So you get it. You watch as much as you can, and you get rid of it. We even do that with Netflix sometimes. Watching Arcane, The Diplomat, and there's So Help Me Todd. My wife loves So Help Me Todd. There's Netflix. Look at all the good stuff there. So Help Me Todd's got all these great shows. Ghost, UK. There's a US version of Ghost, UK version that inspired it. Both of them are great shows, and it's fun. The Agency, we tried the first episode, it's a little slow. Everyone says online it gets better. We'll see. Wife loves The Equalizer. Frasier is fantastic. Unbelievable. SEAL Team, watch some of that. Star Trek shows, Mutant Ninja Turtles, Daily Show. Sometimes we catch clips of the Daily Show on YouTube. Why watch the whole Daily Show when you can get the highlights of the first part? There's Snoopy. This is an Apple TV box. And they have the deal. They have all the Snoopy stuff and all the Peanuts stuff on there. So if you're looking for Charlie Brown Christmas, you have to subscribe to Apple TV during December. The other thing, we always subscribe to commercial-free Netflix December to get everything going on. We cheated this year and got it around the 15th because around the 19th they had Virgin River started. My wife loves Virgin River. She wants a chance to see it all. And we're going to have it 1 month, maybe skip a month or two and get the ad version, then go back to the ad-free version. In Netflix, it's ad version, but a couple things are locked out. Like maybe that new hit movie, it might be locked out. Maybe that new hit show might be locked out. That's all right. Next time you subscribe to ad-free, you get everything. And there's that show and that movie. And you save yourself all this money. You skip it months, you save yourself all this money. Look at these cool little screensavers I got for Snoopy on the Apple TV. Isn't it great? I love it. So skipping a month or two on some of this is great. Disney, I recommend highly, since they've integrated Hulu into the Disney app and ESPN into the Disney app. You bundle those guys. If you're big into ESPN, bundle it in. Bundle it in. There's your Disney, Pixar, Marvel, all that is on Disney. Hulu, get it bundled in. I think it's $9.99 a month with ads. Just like cable. Same thing. Get it. If you're a big ESPN person, they got a free version on here that's just like all those stories and things and reruns and stuff like that. But if you want to catch a lot of that ESPN sporting stuff, bundle it in. I don't know how much that is, but it's a little more. And supposedly in the fall, they're going to have an even better version of ESPN. So keep an eye out for that before you subscribe to some YouTube TV or Hulu Plus Live TV to catch stuff in the fall, the sporting stuff. Wait for the new Venue Sports and the new ESPN and see what they're going to have. And then you might go, or Fubu TV. You might, I don't need that. I don't get this. And then forget all those channels on YouTube TV. You know, all the live stuff. Just get the free YouTube. That's all you need. Everyone, the #1 app on every streaming service is YouTube. Everyone watches YouTube. My wife and I are always getting ready to go to bed. Don't want to watch an hour show. Don't want to watch a 30-minute show. But 15 minutes of something on YouTube, or 10 minutes, or 5 minutes, and 5 minutes together. You see what I'm saying? And one of your favorites. And then you can just sneak off to bed. And she'll stay up and watch a few more. You know, it works out. So my local news is not an excuse for not cutting the cord, okay? That doesn't exist. It killed her when we cut the cord years ago, and now she loves it. She don't care. But she loved that Spectrum News. That Spectrum News channel was it for her. I know, I understand. Took her a while. You do what you do is you don't cut the cord. You get these channels and you start watching them. You start watching the news on YouTube and getting used to that. Max right now, if you have Max, they have something called 5 Things. I love, I even got my wife to watch it, even though she's not a big news person right now, like she used to be. She used to binge the Spectrum News, but now she doesn't really care. She binges other things. 5 Things, let's see if we can find it. Where are you? There it is. 5 Things. And let's repeat the episode. It's top 5 news stories in 5 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes, like watching YouTube. Boom. You're done. Kate is going to tell you the top 5 news stories in 5 minutes. Story number 1. There we are. There's our buddy. And he's going to get the death penalty probably. So, local news is not an excuse. Not an excuse not to cut the cord and save yourself some money. On-demand services like Netflix, Disney Plus, that's the way to go. You can pause. You can check it out the next day. It'll resume right where you left off. I was just watching Arcane. Go to Netflix. Boom. There's Arcane. Resume. That's where I was. Hit resume. We were just testing it out. Boom. That's where I was. And you get rid of it. That's how you swipe up, you get rid of it on Apple TV. On your Roku, you can do the same thing. Smart TV, you can do the same thing. You need internet, Wi-Fi, so a router and modem. You got to have that, so you might want to keep that from your cable company or wherever you're getting your, whatever you're canceling. Or you can go with a new service like T-Mobile or Verizon or some other internet provider. If you have to have satellite, you get satellite if you're way out in the boonies. You do what you got to do. You make sure you get enough speed, you know, but don't get too much. You don't need it. You don't have a lot of devices, you don't need it. You want your local news, get an antenna. Try an antenna out. Get a cheap one and try it out. If you got towers, Google where are the towers in my area. 47 miles, you're not going to get really anything with a cheap rabbit ear antenna. In the attic, my big antenna, which is about like this, costs about $100, not some cheap $20-some thing. Gets most of the stuff, but occasionally it cannot because of that weather and atmosphere. You get it on the roof, it would be great, but the HOA says no on the roof, so we don't want to go there. So I encourage you all, if you get an Apple TV, if you have iPhones, you get Apple TV boxes are great. You know the power. You get Snoopy and Woodstock. You get they say it's about 20 different videos that play all the time. You get your Roku. My wife loves her Roku Ultra box. Great power. She got it set up the way she wants it. She plays with it. Anything goes wrong, this is the living room. This is the main source of TV if we're watching the news or anything we're watching. And the only thing you get YouTube TV and Hulu Live TV for is sports right now. And then in the fall, that could all change. That's it. You get it just for that period. You know, like about 6 months, you got to have those sports. Get them for 6 months and cancel. That's how you save money. That's how you do it. And it's great. So you get a Roku. Roku Ultra is very popular. It's easy to use. It's very intuitive. My wife loves it. Sometimes she hates this little device here. The little round, the little touch screen goes across. So you touch the wrong thing. She lost her show one time and was just like, I hate this thing. But if her Roku acts up, you know, all the boxes can, all the devices, all the smart TVs can have their moments where the software is not quite as compatible that day as it should be, and it needs a little update, and they'll get it eventually in a day or two. Her Hulu on Roku doesn't work. She can Hulu on the Apple TV, and it'll work fine. Usually that's how it works. Unless there's some big virus somewhere, then you go to a different thing. If Paramount's not working, you go to Netflix. It's simple. If Paramount's a little slow, you call your service provider and say, hey, I've got a new box. It's not old, or a new TV. It's only a few years old. It's not that bad. Is this your guys' internet's too slow? And I want to guarantee, I don't want to raise my internet, and then you go, oh, we can't bring it back down and save money again. You raised it up. You make sure you got that clear. I want to know why my things, should I get a booster put on? Should you bury me a new line? Burying a new line is vital. After 20 years in a house, 20 years in the dirt, the cable line. Think about it. Yeah. After 10 years, you might even get. I love Ghost. Both versions. So, challenge you, cut the cord. But you don't have to do it right away. Try it out. Get your Netflix down. Get your Paramount down. Get you one or two of these services and start watching. Usually your favorite show on network will be on the next day on the streaming service. It won't be on the same day as cable. It'll be the next day. So get that down. Some of the Paramount Plus with live, with Showtime is an upgrade. So you get a little bit more stuff. You get the Showtime stuff. You get, let's see what we got here. Live TV news. What are we talking about? CBS News, Watch Now, Top Stories. You get all these news shows from CBS because Paramount Plus is CBS. You can watch all these news shows. You can get all these cities, these major cities are yours to get if you get Paramount Plus with Showtime. If you live in these, you're in any of these big cities, that's kind of like local news, right? And clips from the morning shows, news, there's our guy. Who's gonna play him in the Netflix documentary movie, you know? There you go. I encourage everyone to cut the cord, but try it first, get used to it. Take a couple weeks, get good at pause, find your good shows. Start with Netflix. Everyone starts with Netflix. You gotta watch your CBS, get Paramount. You gotta get your Disney Hulu bundle for $9.99 and watch your ABC Fox stuff on Hulu. You gotta have NBC, you gotta watch Chicago Fire, and get Peacock. You know? Now the ad versions sometimes do not include some news, but the ad-free versions sometimes give you a little bit more. Give you more at TVs, give you more quality sometimes. They all have their own deal. Netflix, you get the ad version, you miss out on a movie or two and a TV show or two because they lock it away for a little while and say, you know, maybe if you get the other version you can watch it, you're like, whatever. Paramount's app that gave you all the stuff except for that news stuff and some sports stuff, but they give you most of the shows and movies, and then it's ad-free or ad-free. Disney has ad-free and, you know, and ads in most of the stuff. There, maybe some Hulu and ESPN stuff might be missing on one version, I don't know. Peacock, pretty much just, I'm sure you're missing some news stuff and sports stuff, maybe if you don't get the premium, but we just get the regular version, we don't care. We're not worried about that. Max is an ad-free version or ad version, and I don't think you can block it out. It is what it is. Apple TV is still ad-free. Still. Great quality content. It's like HBO in the old days, where everything great was Game of Thrones level, Soprano level. Apple TV's got good shows like that. Great stuff. Science fiction stuff like Foundation, a show that costs a lot of money to make. And people said the novels were incredible. Asimov went above and beyond, but they'll never be able to make them into movies or TV shows because it'd just be too much money. And Apple had the paycheck, so you can watch Foundation on Apple TV. The Ted Lasso's on Apple TV, right? There's stuff like Severance and different things like that are incredible. Shrinking is very good with Harrison Ford. Yeah, they grabbed a big movie star like Harrison Ford for Shrinking. They grabbed a big movie star like Harrison Ford for Paramount's 1923. If you want to see Harrison Ford in another show that has Taylor Sheridan, who has great shows. All his shows are great. They're all over Paramount Plus. Yellowstone will finish up on Peacock because they bought the rights for it. So I encourage you, cutting the cord, take it slow. You don't have to rush into it. Get used to it without messing with the cable channels to the point where you're happy and it'll be gone and you're like, I don't miss that bill. No. And I can watch my local news. I've watched some local news on YouTube. I've watched it on NewsOn. You know, I prefer YouTube. YouTube's my go-to source for any news story. But we have been playing with the Max and the 5 things. That's a quick news flash, just an update on everything going on in the world. It's Monday through Friday, okay? So don't look for it Saturday and Sunday. What we saw just now was a clip from Friday's news, okay? Wish you well, like and subscribe if you learned anything. Boom!